Hi everyone, this is Histo-Cylinder, and today we're looking at the pancreas. We're going to discuss the exocrine and the endocrine pancreas. So today we can see a low power view of a pancreas here, and we can see that it's encapsulated with some fibrous tissue, and we can see it's got a lobulated architecture, and between those lobules we can see fibrous septa, and it looks similar, almost you may mistake it for a salivary gland at low power, but I'll show you some features that actually make it different from salivary gland. So capsule lobulated, you can see ducts there, blood vessels, and you can see it looks, there are some lighter areas, darkly stained areas and lighter areas, so we can conclude that those could be islets of Langerhans. And then this other area, the darkly stained area, is the exocrine pancreas, and the lighter area, the endocrine pancreas. So now let's just go to a little bit high power, and then we discuss the exocrine pancreas first. So the first striking feature of the exocrine pancreas is that you get to see these nested cells forming like nests. So these are acinas, these are exocrine acina. They form a unit. It looks almost pyramidal in shape, and you can see that if you pick a cell, the nucleus is basally located, and with a prominent nucleolus, meaning that it's a very active cell. And you can see that the base of the cell is, the cytoplasm is more stained basophilic. This is due to the fact that there's multiple rough endoplasmic reticulum in this area, in the basal aspect of the cell. And as you get to the apical area, this is where you get the zymogen granules being formed, and I'll show you an EM picture of this to understand why this is much more darker and this is lighter. Okay, so if you look at this EM picture, so this is a pancreatic unit here, acina. So pick one cell here, this is one cell here, and you can see the nucleus is basally located, and then this is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It's everywhere, it's crammed everywhere, and you can see some mitochondria as well, a little bit elongated. There's mitochondria there, and that's a mitochondria. This could be a mitochondria as well. So these are zymogen 2 granules, which are very darkly stained, produced by smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which are here. These small globules, and then they are lighter stained. These are zymogen 1 granules. So the zymogen 1 granules mature into zymogen 2 granules, which are dark, and move to the apical, where they are more concentrated and are secreted into the lumen. So now if we go back to our H&E slide, we kind of get to see here basally located. And just one thing to note, this is, like I said, this is different from a salivary gland, and this doesn't have myoepithelial cells. So there is no myoepithelial cell layer here. So if you remember what the pancreatic exocrine portion secretes, it secretes enzymes that fluids that neutralize gastric content into the duodenum and help with digestion. So these secrete. This is sorry. So this is a central acinar cell. Some of these acinar cells units can have a central acinar cell like that, and it's much stained. It has a lighter cytoplasm as compared to the ones around. So these secrete their juices into what we call intercalated ducts, and those intercalated ducts then therefore secrete into intralobular ducts. So let me show you an intralobular duct. So this here is an intralobular duct. It usually has a thin fibrous septa, and the intralobular ducts then therefore secrete their material into interlobular ducts, which are surrounded by a thicker septum. So both of the ducts are lined by cuboidal epithelium, simple cuboidal epithelium, as you can see there as well as there. So if you remember, this is interlobular duct, and that's an intralobular duct. Okay, so that's about the exocrine pancreas. Now we can move to the endocrine pancreas, which is this part here, which is separated by a thin membrane. Yeah, nice, classy, nice membrane there. And then these are the islets. So you can't really distinguish which cell secretes which, because if you remember, we have the alpha, beta, and delta islets of Langerhans that secrete. The alpha secretes glucagon, your beta secretes your insulin, and your delta secretes I hope I haven't somatostatin. I hope, so you need to check that, but I hope it's so. I think it's somatostatin. You can stain with a special marker, so you can stain with what they secrete. For example, you can stain the islets with glucagon, and they'll light up the cells that secrete glucagon. So this is more of the neuroendocrine portion of the pancreas. So it's you can say the pancreas is a dual, but it's got endocrine and exocrine portions. So that's about the pancreas. Then just another thing to note is that tumors may arise from the pancreas, and you may get an adenocarcinoma, usually which arises from the ductal system. So that's just something to keep in mind. So that's about it with the pancreas. I hope you at least take something from this. Thank you.